Hey guys, today we're going to talk about passive abilities. The game does well in explaining what each skill does, but really lacks in explaining the percentages associated with each skill or the exact benefit you'll be getting from the skill. Our first skill here is going to be Enhanced Cure. This skill increases the effectiveness of cure type spells such as Cure or Cura. The improvement is 50% increase in healing abilities per stack, and yes, this skill does stack if you have multiple Mirages with this ability. Here, you can see the difference in healing amount despite both stacks having close to identical magic stat. Our second skill is going to be more of a public service announcement. A lot of people get confused when looking at enhanced elemental damage type skills. The misconception is that because only two forms of Ramo or other summons has the enhanced thunder and enhanced elemental passive, then only those two forms benefit from the ability. This is not true. Any skills in white are shared across the board and can be utilized by all forms. In this exact case here, any form of Ramo can benefit from enhanced thunder, and it does stack. So having more than one enhanced thunder means having the effect multiple times. And yes, if you stack 3 forms of Ramo, you can have up to 6 enhanced thunders. Oh man, if only you could deal more than 99,999 damage. Just imagine. Alright, so with that out of the way, how much damage increase does every enhanced element passive exactly give? The skill clearly mentions that enhanced thunder, for example, raises thunder ability damage. But by how much? It doesn't say. Well, the increase is 10%. Yep, that's too low, right? The thing is, as soon as you factor in the fact that regular type summons, not the star version, the regular type, get 2 of this skill, and when you add in the elemental weakness, this increase becomes 20%, and factor in the elemental weakness, you get a single Ramo dealing 99,999 using a Thundara only. Yep, so it adds up, and it adds up very fast. And when you use 2 or 3 of the same summon type, 60% is a lot. So don't underestimate the enhanced elemental damage skills. Next up is the Gil Finder ability. As per the description, Gil Finder increases the amount of Gil obtained in battle. To be specific though, this skill actually gives you 30% more Gil, and it does stack. So 3 Gil Finder is 90% more Gil. Pharmacology improves the effectiveness of HP recovery items. In short, this skill allows healing items to heal by 50% more. Unfortunately, I only had one Mirage with that skill, the Kobe Pirate, so I couldn't test if it stacks or not, but there is no reason to believe that it wouldn't stack. As you can see, potions heal 75 instead of 500, and high potions heal 1500 instead of 1000. For kicks and giggles, I am wasting 2x potions like an idiot, thinking something special would happen if I used them with this skill on. You'll notice that recycle kicked in here on one occasion out of 3. Perhaps the activation rate is 30%, but I need to do more testing to confirm that. Next up, we'll review 2 zombie type skills, Revivify and Reaperlow. Revivify indicates that it gradually restores HP. It actually heals you 3% HP every turn. Reaperlow, on the other hand, states that it heals HP whenever someone dies. That condition is correct, but it doesn't tell you how much you regain. I've been sent to you by the Angel of Death to tell you that the recovery rate is 10% HP anytime someone kicks the bucket. Well, that wasn't creepy at all. Sorry if I freaked you out, but I had to prepare you for the nightmare of all Final Fantasy players, Malboro. This bad breath spewing tentacle monster has a mastery skill called Antibodies. Antibodies gradually raises resistance to all status ailments each time one is incurred. Again, it doesn't say how much and whether it is permanent or temporary. Each time you're hit with a bad ailment, you gain 10 points of resistance against all ailments out there. In other words, each time you get hit with, say, blind, you become more resistant against all ailments for the duration of that fight. Unfortunately, the moment you finish the fight, you're back to your normal ailment resistance. Alright. I saved this one for last because it's a bit complicated. Okay, that sounded a bit weird. I'm not trying to break up with you or anything. But to properly test this one, I would have to do at least 400 fights. To be more accurate, I should do 4,000 fights. Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of time. So instead, I did it on a sample of 40 fights. Treasure Hunter raises the chance that enemies will drop rare items. Before we can gauge the increase from each Treasure Hunter passive, we need to know what is the base drop chance of the item. Since I don't have any official source for the drop rate of items, I can't confirm the accuracy of my figures. I did 10 fights and I got 1 armor gem. This looks like a 10% rate, right? 1 out of 10? Well, you can get as high as 3 armor gems in each fight. So that's 3%, not 10%. Before all the mathematicians and statistics major players get on my throat, I'm not saying these figures are solid. I'm simply reporting my findings from doing 40 fights. I'll give you the numbers, you do what you want to do with them, you reach your own conclusions as you see fit. I'm simply reporting the numbers and you go nuts. With no Treasure Hunter, I got 1 gem out of a possible 30. With 1 Treasure Hunter, I got 5 gems out of a possible 30. With 2 Treasure Hunter, I got 9 gems out of a possible 30. And finally, with 3 Treasure Hunter, I got 15 gems out of a possible 30. There seemed to be about 10 to 15% increase each time I added another Treasure Hunter. Again, these numbers are not 100% accurate unless someone does the same test on a sample of 100 fights for each scenario. Unless the official guide already indicates these figures, then jokes on me for wasting my time. Considering these numbers, it's safe to assume that each Treasure Hunter passive is adding a flat increase of 15% on rare items drop chance. Until more solid numbers are provided by crazy fan or an official guide, I think this is the safe assumption. I hope you found this video useful and learned a couple of new things. I've done multiple videos on War or Final Fantasy. Maybe you're looking for a new farming spot, or you're just in need of some tips and tricks to help you. Perhaps Ultima Weapon is giving you a hard time and need to know how to capture him. Maybe you just want to kick Xenogears' ass for not showing up with a Xenogears sequel. Well, you'll find all of those videos on my channel, so feel free to look around. If you enjoyed, please drop a like and subscribe for more content like this. See ya!